Hey guys, what's up? It's Amina. Today I'm filming a video with my sister. We're gonna do a story time for you guys, and it's going to be basically how we moved to Texas. Well, really, it's gonna be how Texas kicked our ass.
Very much so.
Very much so, both of us. So I'm gonna let you start because you moved down here first. And you can hear her side of the story. Basically, but wait, let me preface it like this. Moving to Texas is not easy. Texas, you gotta have rough skin to live in Texas. And it has a very harsh welcoming. So if you don't get through that welcoming, you just won't make it. Oh, by the way, we should probably mention why we decided to move to Texas. Let me start that off, actually, because I probably remember this better than you do. Me and my sister worked at the same place in the city. I don't want to say its name. We worked in the same place. Well, I can say Michigan at least,
yes,
right? It's a city in Michigan. And we were so just like fed up, you know. There were no jobs in Michigan. Detroit went bankrupt. Everybody knows that. Yeah. It was rough.
It was a bad time.
So I remember one day we were literally sitting at our job, like across from each other, and we were Googling what are the best states to live in for work. And Texas came up as the #1 state. Soon after that.
It was a total Google search.
Yeah, it was like, just a Google search.
It really was. We did a Google search. Texas came up as the #1 with 5 cities that had thriving economies.
Yeah.
I think it was, the first one was San Antonio. Then Houston, Austin, Dallas.
Why am I repeating everything you're saying?
Well, and what's the 5th one? Yeah, I can't think of it. But I mean, they had 5. Other states like had 1. So it was like, oh wow, like that's great. And I made the decision to come to Dallas.
So you can go ahead and start because you came first.
My story, my tragedy to triumph starts off. Literally, I packed my bags, got my U-Haul truck. The first tragedy happened when the driver that had said they were gonna, they committed to coming with me on the trip, backed out. So
who was that? Was that me?
That's how people operate. No, it wasn't you.
Was that? Oh.
They commit to something and then unfortunately they leave you hanging in the end. So by that time, I was fully committed. I had my stuff in storage. I wasn't in a place, I was staying with Amina at the time. So I had to go, whether I had someone with me or not. So that was really scary. I'm sorry, talk with my hands. So that was really scary.
Today's a sad day. My sister is moving. She's leaving to Texas. I'm on the highway and she's actually right in front of me. She's driving the truck, towing her car, going all the way to Texas, which is a very long drive, and she's going by herself. She's gonna start a whole new journey of her life in Texas, and I will join very, very soon. We're splitting up now, so she's gonna continue heading to Texas. Bye. Tell them how long of a drive it is, by the way.
Oh, the drive is like it's about 20 hours. So my goal was to drive half, drive like 9 or 10 hours, get a room, and then drive the remaining hours. I was towing my car on a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And word to the U-Haul, you ought to give people one-on-one classes before you hand them the keys to a big ass U-Haul truck with a trailer in the back. Because you have to know how to drive those things. Those are for professionals. Yeah. When you make a right, the trailer's going left. When you make a left, the trailer's going right. You have to know what you're doing. So I had no strategy. My strategy for the whole 20 hours was to drive straight, park straight. If there was somewhere where I had to reverse or anything, I would be hit. So, okay, now we're 4 or 5 hours in there. I'm like, all right, let's gas up. Mind you, I'm in a U-Haul. So I go to the gas station. I pull up straight. I think I made it. I proceed to look for my debit card. Now, mind you, I was so prepared for this trip. Everything was packed. I think the night before I had took my debit card out so I can go get little travel size deodorant, water, the essentials that I need to get on the road. And then I put the clothes that I was wearing in the washer and dryer. I'm at a gas station 5 hours into my trip and I have no debit card and no other card and no other card. Like this was it. This was the card. So I go in there and somehow I talk the cashier, you know, I think the cashier believed me, and I talked the cashier into letting me give her a check temporarily until I had to backtrack 30 minutes to the nearest Chase, because that was where the nearest Chase was, where I could go pull some cash out. So I go to Chase, I get about $300 out, because I'm thinking, you know, that's probably all I need, you know, to go one way to Texas, right? Just one way. It's not like I'm going back and forth. Just one way to Texas. All right, we get over that. I have money in my pocket. I go pay the cashier off, you know, and I'm on my way. The plan was to get a room once and then come here, but it actually took me 2 nights to get here. The second night, I literally ran out of money in Little Rock, Arkansas, because I needed to gas up, and there's no Chase banks.
Yeah.
In the middle, where are we?
South.
I was going to say the Middle East. We're not in the Middle East. Midwest.
Arkansas.
There's a lot of Chases, but there's a lot of Chases in Texas, but there's no Chase Bank in Arkansas. I don't know what's going on with Arkansas. Yeah. I guess Chase don't like you, Arkansas. I'm not sure how that works. It really didn't work in my favor. So I had to call a friend up north. I had to have her wire me money so that I could get gas. I find the nearest grocery store, which was like in the hood, right? Like it's like I Google like, you know, what Western Unions. I end up in the hood, and I'm just like, all right, you know, I pull straight and I'm like, we're in, we're out. I go in. Western Union closes at 9, or they closed at 9.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? So now I just have money sitting at Western Union, and I have no access to that money, nor do I have access to Chase, my bank account, nor do I have a debit card. And now I'm in the slums. Like now I'm in Little Rock, you know, stanking. Literally. So I don't know, some way, somehow I left the grocery store parking lot and I started driving. I ended up in a church parking lot, and my whole plan to stay straight, it backfired on me. There was no way for me to get out of this parking lot unless I reversed. So I tried for about 20 minutes and I just couldn't do anything with it. You know, I just couldn't. I don't know what was the problem. It was a tight parking lot. I think, you know, there was other cars in there, and there was no way in heck. And this is late. This is like maybe 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So I'm scared. I get out of the car. I flag like the first person I see. He's like walking on yonder. He's not even anywhere like by me, but I'm just like, hey, can you help me? Can you back this, you know, this truck? Do you know how to get this truck out of this parking lot? So he gets me out of the parking lot. He asked me where I was going, and, you know, told me to just keep my head up because he saw that I was clearly discouraged and frustrated. And he's like, you know, God doesn't put anything in front of you that you can't overcome. Keep your head up. You know, you'll make it. You'll be all right. So, you know, shout out to good people in Little Rock. I'm not gonna make it sound like, you know, like that. It was actually good people. So at this point, I'm looking for a shelter. I literally was looking for a shelter that I could stay at because I don't have any money. You know, what am I gonna do? And like, I found a shelter, and, you know, I Googled. I did. I found a shelter and I went to it, and they turned me away. What? I'm serious.
I don't remember. You didn't tell me that.
I found a shelter in Arkansas, and they turned me away. They literally told me that the only way that you could come to the shelter is the police has to bring you here. So I'm so serious when I tell you right now that I had to call the police, tell them that I wanted to stay in the shelter, but I needed them to escort me to the shelter. All right, so 2 police cars come up. I get in their car. We go to the shelter. I didn't have my ID. So they take me back to my car, to my truck. I get my ID. I go back to the shelter. And I'm not sure what happened, but bottom line is I didn't end up staying at the shelter. I think they were still full, even though she told me, you know, that I could come with a police escort. They were still full. Mm-hmm. So I had to sleep in my car. So that was the first time that I had to sleep in my car. And there was very little sleep. Like, I literally just stayed up. I was like, I was back in the parking lot where I started, you know, the grocery store with the Western Union. They were like, you know, just put your truck and your trailer right here so that when Western Union opens, they open really early, maybe 7 or something. You'll be right here, good to go, blah, blah, blah. Really nice policeman too. So I'm just like, okay. And then he even said, I'll make sure I, you know, circle around and make sure that you're okay, but you'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine here. So I'm just waiting for sunrise. Time finally comes. The store finally opens. I finally go to Western Union. I write out my slip. I'm ready to go. No ID. I don't have my ID. I have tore everything up looking for my ID. I'm like, what happened to my ID? And then I backtrack and I'm like, okay, I pulled my ID out so I could go to the shelter. Shoot, maybe I left it in the policeman's car. So I literally have to call the police again. And I'm like, could I have possibly left my ID in the back seat of your car? So it was so funny. They were getting ready to get off of their shift. I just caught them, but my ID just so happened to be in the back seat. Wow. So they bring it to me. So I get my ID, I go to Western Union, I get the money, I get gas, and I finally get on the road. I finally get in Texas. It's about early afternoon. So when I get here, I go straight to the leasing office where I have my down payment on an apartment. I signed my lease and everything. I was excited and tired, but I made it. You know, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I made it, I'm here. So my first night, okay, the movers put the boxes in the living room. Only thing I did was I set up my bed because I'm like, I'm gonna have to get a good nice rest after this trip, you know. Yeah. So in the middle of the night, I get up so I can get me a good old glass of water. I was feeling a little thirsty, so I wanted to quench my thirst. And I go in there and I cut the light on in the kitchen. All I seen was that they scattered. They scattered, okay? They scattered. The mama, the daddy, the cousins, you know, the uncles. I think they even had a couple friends over. The roaches was unreal, okay? And I'm not trying to curse in this video, but I cannot stand me no roaches. We did not come from roaches. No the way. Thing that you do not realize when you come from a cold state to a hot state is that y'all got a whole bunch of bugs. Big bugs. Big stupid bugs. I call them Texas roaches because those ain't even regular roaches. Those some big old steroid looking roaches. Like those roaches are eating great. So I'm sad now. And I'm like, really? Like I did not move all the way down here to live in no roach infested, you know, apartment. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. You know what? It's not even, you know, I'm scared of them too. Like I'm not even gonna try to kill no roach. I'm horrified of that, and I don't want to get used to it. Now there's no sleep. Now I'm not sleeping. How the heck am I gonna sleep when I just realized that I'm in a roach infested apartment? You know, now I'm putting two and two together. No wonder your freaking hardwood floors are dark brown. Wonder what those conceal. So 8 o'clock is when the office opens. 7:59 is when I was at the door waiting. As soon as she walked in, she could tell by the look on my face. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I drove here 20 some hours, okay? You gave me that apartment and there's roaches in there. Like, I'm not living with but we bombed it. No, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you did to that apartment. It was a party. It was a fiesta going on in my kitchen, okay? And I didn't even have no food in there at the time. So imagine if I had some food in there. Like, they would have been like freaking no, I'm not gonna do it yet. No. They would have been like, it just would have been ridiculous in there. You know, I'm like, there's no negotiating. I don't want your sister property. I don't want another apartment in here. Just give me my deposit back and let me be on my way. Yeah. So she gave me my little money order. Another mover, hello, come pick my stuff up, put it back in the U-Haul, pick my car up and put it back on the trailer. So now I'm back in the truck. Okay, I'm back in the truck. All right, and now I don't have a plan. It's Friday afternoon. This is Friday morning. I circle around the different apartments and I find these apartments and I'm like, you know, not so much, but you know, I need something. Like I'm got my back against the wall. So I go in, she shows me the model, which by the way, the model's always gonna look 1,000% better than the actual apartment. I hate seeing the models. Yeah. They're so deceiving. Exactly. I mean, the model is thorough. It's plush. The model is lovely. So I'm just like, I'm desperate. It doesn't look like the best area, but you know, it didn't look like the worst area either. So I'm literally in there calling to get the electricity on, right? I haven't given her any money or anything yet, but she told me that one of the things you have to do before you move in is that you have to get electricity in your name. And as I was on the phone, this guy walks in and apparently he lived in the apartments and he's doing me like this. Like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. He was like, my apartment got kicked in a couple days ago. Oh my gosh. Yes. He's like, don't do it. I'm trying to get out of my lease now. So I'm just like, ooh, red light. Like, you don't gotta tell me twice. So I hung up the phone. I was like, all right, I'll be right back. And like, I never came back. Now I'm on my knuckles, right? Because I don't have a plan B or I don't even have plan A. And it's getting late now. Everything's closing. You know, everything doesn't stay open forever. So I'm just like, there's nothing I can do now. Let me just bow out for tonight and I'm going to start again in the morning. The money that I had to go for a deposit and first month's rent or whatever for the apartment that I was getting. So I really didn't have extra money to spend. So this is when I ended up at a Best Best Buy parking lot. So this is me driving around trying to find an area, another place I can just pull up, right? Because we're in the truck and the only thing we can do is pull straight. Gotta crash, in the car again. I called my sister that night. That's when you called me. Yeah, I called my sister that night and I was crying. Yeah. I was like...
that was really weird because she never cries. Mm-mm. Like, I never see you cry. She never cries.
I was so discouraged. Yeah. I was so... like, maybe I didn't make the right decision. Yeah. Maybe I don't need to be here. Maybe these are all signs that I shouldn't be here, and I was like so ready to just use the money that I got and just drive back up to Michigan, where I knew people, where I knew I'd be able to find apartments. Here it was just overwhelming. I didn't know. It's overwhelming. And then now there's roaches, so it's like, I don't even want to, what am I going to do? Like, I don't want to live with roaches. Yeah. And Amina was real supportive, and she was like, just like, no, you can do it. Keep your head up, don't come back. Don't come back. Don't come back. Don't you come back.
Don't you dare come back.
Make that shit work. Don't you come back. Don't you let us down like that. Don't you come back.
Don't do it.
Because you know what? Don't they all come back though?
They really do. Especially to the city we live in.
That's what I'm saying. Like the small town, they all leave and go to a big city, then they all come back. We'd be so disappointed. Like us in the little, the little city, like we'd be so disappointed when they come back.
So like what happened?
Like, oh, man, you came back. Like, oh, man. But that's neither here nor there. Neither here or there. That's their story. That's not going to be my story. No. So I was like, you know what? I'm stronger than this. I'm not going to let a couple of distractions, a couple of sucker punches, a couple of arukas. I'm not gonna let that get in the way. Like I want to be here. Yeah. I want to be here. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Okay, I drove 20. I'm committed. I drove 20 hours without a debit card. Oh, and I forgot to tell you I caught a flat tire. You forgot about that.
The flat tire.
I'm trying to tell you. Wait, that's what I'm saying. This story is so. This story is. It's like you would not even believable. Yeah. For real, because these are like classic things. Like, and you caught a flat tire too, didn't you? No, I caught a flat tire
with the U-Haul.
Towing her car. Was towing my car.
How do you even fix that?
I had to call the truck company. Like they have stuff. They have roadside assistance for the truck company that I use. So I called Budget and I'm like, mother, bleep 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 bleep. You gonna give me a raggedy truck like this? Like, didn't I tell you I was going 20 hours? Like, what the heck? And they're like, no worries, we're gonna send them somebody out there to take care of you. Now I forgot what city I was in at that time or what state I was in, but I do remember it was blazing hot. So by the time I'm on the side of the road broken down, I was sweating. I'm like, I'm from Michigan, we don't sweat.
It doesn't get hot in Michigan.
I'll be sweating like that.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah. And so I was irritated, and I think that's why it took me 3 days to get there and not 2, because I had a malfunction with the truck and I caught a flat tire. So yeah, I forgot about that. See what you forget when you come up. See when you climb that ladder, you don't forget. Yeah. You don't forget. But so yeah. So anyways, all right, back to the Best Buy parking lot. So I spent the night in Best Buy's parking lot. So Saturday came and I'm just praying that there's apartment places that are still open on Saturday. And it was literally like I was guided. And I ended up at these apartments. And I told her, I was just like, look, I came here from Michigan. My truck is at Best Buy. Like, I spent the night in my truck last night. I need a place to live. I'm not gonna live with no roaches. So if that's one of you guys' problems, please tell me ahead of time, because I'm just gonna leave. Like, even if you lie and say there's no roaches here, like, if I find a roach up in here, I'm gonna be wanting my money back and I'm gonna want to bounce. And she's like, no. She was like, look, this is Texas.
She kept it real.
And she did. She kept it real. She was like, look, you're in Texas. Like, roaches, it's inevitable, but it's just all about how you and the people around you.
Yeah, the people around you.
As long as you and the people around you are clean people, like, you shouldn't have a problem. And she showed me the actual apartment, not the model. I went and I looked at it, and like, I don't want to sound
cliche.
Yeah, but when you know.
You knew that was it.
I knew it was it. Like, I knew I found my house. Like, I knew this was my home. You know, I had it. Like, I got that feeling. That's why, like, you should always listen to your instincts. So, call my movers. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I found the place. They unloaded me. The only thing was that they did steal from me. All right, so it was not even like a Picasso or anything. It was just a really nice, it was a nice picture. It was really artistic. It had fun colors. It was in my living room and it was like it was big.
It was a really weird thing to steal everything.
That's why I said, I don't know, maybe they thought it was something of value. I mean,
probably. Or maybe they just really wanted to paint in their house.
Maybe they were just like really into art. I don't know what it is. Maybe they were just really into stealing. Like, who knows? But he kind of like told on himself because as they were moving my stuff, I had the picture in the back of the moving truck, and when he packed it back in, he actually put it in the front seat with them. Like almost like, oh, this picture is so nice it doesn't belong in the back, or like we need to put this up here because we finna snatch this, finna get yanked, we finna yank this mug, it ain't never gonna make it to the house. So yeah, you know, that's an unfortunate situation, but you know what, y'all gonna reap that in the end anyway. Stealing from people, exactly, you know what I mean? That's not cool. Stealing from people, don't steal. So anyway, that's like in a nutshell. That was my journey down here.
Texas hit her with the right, hit him with the left, hit him with the right.
It's like I belong here. You're not
made
gonna do
the
this
initiation,
to me.
and then Texas is like, welcome.
Even if something hits you with the left, you know, you just know how to come bounce back. You know what I mean? You just bounce back from that shit. You just be like, you say, ooh. You say, ooh, I'm back. You just say, I'm back. You know what I mean? Like, you tried it. You tried it with me. You know, and you know what I'm saying? Next time, just dodge it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, ooh.
Yeah, now we just dodge.
Next time, since I know how Texas rolls, I just be like,
you
know what I mean? Like, no, like, get off me. So that was my journey to Texas, and now we want to hear about your journey to Texas. How did you end up here, Mina? We want to know how you ended up in Texas.
Okay, so when did you move down here? Was it in a March?
It was, no. I moved down here in June 2013.
June 2013. Okay, so 3 months later, little sister was ready to come join big sister. So yeah, I had it with Michigan. I was just done with everything. So literally I packed everything that I had in my apartment, which really wasn't that much. It was just my room, put it inside of my truck, and you couldn't even see the back.
What? Did you just say you packed up the back where you couldn't even see you couldn't see your back windshield?
No.
So then you're just like me in that truck.
Yeah,
like,
you can't.
That's what you can't see in the. That's the other thing about the truck. You couldn't see behind you. Yeah. Like you had to use the big old mirrors, and it's like, what the heck? Like
you just like whenever I had to reverse, I just go slowly and just. Hopefully somebody stops if they see me because I can't see you.
Oh my gosh.
Now this 4Runner, have to stress this point. The 4Runner was probably my prized possession. It was the thing that I loved the most at this time in my life. That was like my love, my truck, my 4Runner. That was all that I had. She didn't actually know I was coming. I wanted to surprise my sister. So I told my niece that I was going to be there. So I had to time it so that when my niece got home from school, which it was 3 o'clock.
That's funny.
So I had to literally drive from like nighttime, from like 10 o'clock p.m. and drive through the night, which I said that's okay because I'd rather. Soldier. Yeah. And I said that's fine. I'd rather drive all night, you know, and get that over with.
At that time, she was a night owl too.
Yeah, and I was a night owl all night. So it wasn't nothing. I guess I should probably mention this too. The truck had something wrong with like the radiator. Like it was a crack.
Like a crack.
Yeah, they just told me it was something very small and like it needed to be fixed, but it wasn't urgent.
Not exactly. It was like it didn't, you know, you could still drive for a little while.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I thought it's not nothing. I was like, they're just saying that. I'll be fine. Exactly. That's what I thought.
Right. Because it still drove fine.
It still drove fine.
It's like one of those things when you go take your car to the shop and they always tell you something's wrong with your truck and you know, with your car, you're just like, yeah, something's wrong with it. All right, yeah, sure. Okay, just 2 mile oil change, please.
Yep.
So it's like one of those situations. Like they're like, oh, you got this, and we're just like, oh no.
Yep. So basically, I drove all night. The only time I stopped was just for gas or whenever I was hungry, and I made it all the way to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh my god. God.
I know.
What the heck is up with Little Rock?
Little Rock. I got out of the car, went to put gas in the car, and there was a bug.
The June bugs?
June bugs!
Yeah,
Yes!
June bugs.
There was a bug this big, and I was
y'all
like,
wrong for that. Y'all wrong for them June bugs, man.
Yes.
Y'all wrong for them June bugs. That's the stupidest bug in the
It's
world.
really the stupidest. What is it? It doesn't do anything.
No, it just runs into people like a dum-dum.
Pretty much. And it just stays there like...
Yeah, they're hard. Like, you can't hit a June bug. It'll probably hit you back.
Yeah.
The hell?
So yeah, I saw my first June bug. Thank you for that, Little Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
There's a trap in Little Rock, apparently.
It's something about Little Rock,
right?
Because that was when I started to feel tired, like a little, getting that light head,
Getting woozy up in the road. Shoot, you feeling like you driving on clouds.
Right.
I better pull over.
Yeah. So literally, I was like, okay, I'll stop at the next rest stop. Pulled in, went inside. They had monsters, so I grabbed me a couple monsters. Said, let me just take a 15-minute nap. I just need a cat nap. I'll be good. And it's hot. That's the other thing. Freaking hot as hell in Little Rock.
Yes.
So I had to keep the AC on. When I woke up 1 hour later, I was like, oh, what happened? It's 1 hour. Didn't mean to sleep that long. Drank my monster. I'm telling you, like, that monster woke me up. I was good to go after that. I was like, hey 3 hours left. Literally, I make it, drive all the way into the parking lot, park my car outside of the house. It's 3 o'clock on the dot, so I'm perfect timing. I go to call my niece, tell her I'm here. Where are you? I'm so excited. Pick up the phone, literally like this. Ring, ring, drop my phone. All of a sudden, brown smoke comes from the trunk of my car. Brown smoke, the hood of my car. Yeah. Brown smoke comes, and not just a little bit. It's like, vroom, vroom, vroom. I was like, oh my gosh, no. And the first thing I thought was, my stuff. I left my laptop, my camera. I gotta get everything.
Did you think it was supposed to catch on fire?
Yes! I was like, it's catching on fire. So I just got out of the car, slammed the door, and like ran away from it. And on the floor, literally, is like brown wet stuff, which I think was oil.
Oh my gosh.
So I was so scared. Literally, like, my hands shaking. I'm like, do I call the police or do I call my niece? Like, what am I supposed to do?
You call it that? What do you call for that?
Because I don't know if it's gonna explode. Like, I don't know what to do. And my niece was like, how old was she at the time? 15 or something, 16. She was young anyways. So I called her and I'm like, my truck just exploded. And she was like, what? She was like, what?
Wait,
I was like, there's brown smoke. There's oil on the floor. Like, my truck, it's exploded. She was like,
okay.
I'm like, I'll be there in a minute.
So she's like, okay, I'm in 6th hour right now. Give me like a few minutes, I'll be there.
I'm about to be there. Come on, I don't know what I was expecting her to do. Like, no, I need your help. Come on. You gotta help me put it out. But no. Luckily, it stopped by itself, so I didn't have to do anything.
Well, the engine blew is what happened.
The engine blew.
She blew the engine.
I blew the head gasket.
The head gasket.
Which is pretty much the engine.
For those girls that don't know what that means, her car was a
It was gone.
No more car.
My prized possession gone.
Rest in peace to the Forerunner. Like, that's what the moment is. The only way to recover from that moment was to get a new engine. And a new engine is upwards of $1,000.
Yep.
And this is someone who just moved.
Just spent money to move here. And I don't have a car now.
And now she's carless.
In a city where you need a car because everything's too damn far apart.
To have a car. And then where I was living at, there wasn't public transportation. So she, had to have a car.
Yeah.
So
that was my low blow. That was my initiation to Texas. It was like, I'm going to take the most precious thing from you.
Yeah, it did.
And it did too. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurt. I tried to hold on to that truck too for a while.
Yeah,
I tried to get the engine rebuilt, and it still had problems after
you
that.
You got a new engine.
I did. I got a new engine.
She ended up getting a new engine, and she tried to salvage it for as long as she could. And, I think the AC had went out, and then after that, it was a rizap. It was like,
literally, I was trying to drive in the summertime without AC.
Yeah.
Remember the one time you came with me? Your face was looking like
beat, like sweat is beating off because you don't understand like how hot it gets here. Like, let me just tell you, like, just to give you an example of how hot it's here in the summertime, like the freaking grass. Okay, first of all, it ain't even grass. Okay, because it's not green. Because for me, grass is green, but this is not grass. Brown. It's freaking hay. Okay, so this hay on the side of the road is freaking catching on fire. Yeah, like this is the first time that I have seen grass hay catch on fire, and like literally, like the fire truck people were like putting the fire out, you know, but that's how hot it gets here. Yeah.
And then the one thing that I noticed, which was really weird, is that there's a lot of blown tires. Like there's tire scraps on the highway along every part. I still don't know what that is.
I think because it gets so hot, and then the rubber, like, but then everybody's car would do that. And maybe I don't know,
but that was weird, wasn't it?
That's still weird. I always see tire particles on the highway all the time.
Yeah, but anyways, I'll end it like this because the way I surprised you was pretty cool. Yeah, so she got home from work and I had went inside of her bathroom. Mind you, she doesn't know that I'm here. I guess because you had just done maintenance on your bathroom, so that was her idea, like, go to the bathroom and I'll tell my mom, like, go look at the bathroom, they fixed it. That was her idea. Yeah, so you came home, you guys had like the longest conversation ever. I'm literally sitting in the bathroom like, come on, right. I'm like, how long is this gonna last?
Yeah.
And then finally she goes and opens the door and I was like, ah!
Yeah. Surprise!
Yeah. And she was so scared. She was like, ah!
It was like I seen a ghost, man. Yeah. I was like, what the heck?
I remember you were like, what happened? What happened? I was like, nothing, I'm here.
Oh, I don't even remember that. You guys should have caught that on camera. I know. I was so shocked. Since I touched down, I had been talking to her into coming down there. Like, come, you should just come, you just come. Yeah, just, you know.
It's like a whole different world. I'm telling you, when you live in one place your whole life and then you move to somewhere else, you literally feel like it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
I remember like the first couple of days when I moved down here, I would just stare outside like, wow, I'm here.
That's funny. It really is. It's a real culture shock. It was a huge adjustment, and it's very overwhelming too. Dallas is a big city.
It's big,
you know, and we weren't used to city living prior to this. Like I said, we're from a small city in Michigan.
There's so many rules out here that I never heard of in my life.
They make up shit in Texas.
They make up shit.
They should call it Texas.
Rules for real.
Yeah, Texas. They should call it Texas because they tax in your ass. They tax you. So, yeah, no. We came down here. We got great jobs. Shout out to all the great jobs in Texas. Entry level, you know,
so
too.
Many
it's
jobs.
Like, you know, and they pay well.
Got paid the most that we've ever been paid in our lives.
The best cars.
The best food.
Oh, my God. Food. Don't get me started with the food. When they say everything's bigger in Texas, it's because these restaurants are on slam. Yes. And there's like a million of them, and all of them are on slam. Like, everybody's freaking cooking with freaking fresh ingredients. Like, everybody is like, and barbecue is like the thing, you know, and I mean, they got all the joints, you know. Mexican's really big here.
Mexican food is, oh my gosh.
Talk about some beans and rice. Oh my God.
You don't know Mexican food if you don't live on the border. If you don't live on the border, you don't know.
Shout out to elotes, the little corn in the cup. You know what I mean? Oh my God, like so good. They have a plethora of restaurants and food, and people like they're real foodies here in Texas.
Yes, they are. They love their food.
Oh yeah, and they take pride in them, and I mean, they cook with pride.
Pride, love.
I mean, they cook with love. They cook with that big old toe. They stick their big toe in that mud.
All the way in.
Yeah.
So. I would just say, like, to anybody who's thinking about moving, especially if you're stuck in a city and you don't want to be there and there's nothing left there, just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never going to know if you don't try.
And actually, this move, and I think I can speak for you too, but this move actually made me feel like I can move anywhere in the world and make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't ever let your fear stop you from doing something that you want to do. What I would say is do your research. I would say plan. You know, make sure you have a plan and make sure you have the resources too. You can't go nowhere broke, so you're going to have to save some money.
Try not to move without money.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's revolved around money. money. So, you know, save your money. It doesn't cost a whole lot because I don't want to throw money in there because then it discourages a lot of people.
Yeah, it will.
And, you know, people always be like, oh, you know, you got to have a lot of money to move. And you know what? That's not true. You don't have to have a lot of money to move. You also don't have to move with somebody. Like, we came here, we moved on our own. Like, you know, we didn't have to go live with someone for 6 months, then branch out on your own. If you have to do that, you know, that's fine. But you don't have to do that. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let money hold you back. You put your mind to it and you can do it.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Always.
And don't stop. Don't stop. Don't think if something bad happens, that's a sign for me not to do it.
Definitely.
Keep pushing through.
There's all,
stop.
yes.
At first, we can both say, like, that experience was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough for me not to have my truck, and it was rough for her just getting down here. But now you can see, we can look back and laugh at it.
Yeah, like now we can laugh at it, and before it was like not a laughing matter.
No.
Like,
Before it was like, that was my truck, man.
Yeah.
That was my heart.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
So that's it for this video.
I hope you feel a little motivated.
Yes, hopefully that motivated you guys.
Follow your dreams.
You know,
and this isn't just, it's not even really just to move. Like, apply it in anything that you want to do in your life. True. Just know that there's not always one way to get to your goal. If you can't get to your goal going this way, then try going, you know, a different way. There's always different routes and different resources that you can use to get to that end goal.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed our story time, and we will see you in our next video, or I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Peace.